we are about to get into the physical work, right? We're about to start talking about your actions and your physical actions that you need to take in order to realize what you're going for, okay? So in the previous videos, we talked about the worthy, the opportunities, and the recognized part, which is really the internal work that you have to do in order to make it easier, and more fulfilling to go out there and take action, right? So make sure that you watch those previous videos because it's very, very necessary and very important to understanding this part right here. Okay, so you can go to my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is Yasmin Brown Boss. You can go there. You can watch it on my Facebook page. So our group page is Beauties on Success and Strides. Our fan page is Boss Beauties on Success and Strides. Okay, it's all on there. Make sure you watch them. Very important, especially for this part right here. Because the other three, the WOR, the worthy opportunities recognized, is the 90. It's the internal work that needs to be done. 90, that means it's a big deal. So you need to go watch it. Okay. So now the K. The K is knowledgeably. Okay. And so the reason why it is so important to understand the knowledgeable part is because we think that, in order to be knowledgeable, you have to educate yourself, and that's it. Which is true, right? You do have to become knowledgeable with, with your book studies, with watching the videos, with doing the reading, with going to the classes, and all these other different things to like I said, to become educated. That's only 1/4 of the equation of being knowledgeable, right? The other parts to it, and I want to look at my notes right now too, so I can make sure I'm giving it all to you. So it means to, like I said, educate yourself on how to use it, prepare yourself for what it will require, and to uphold your strength and dignity inside of what is required, and then finally to take action. Okay. So again, it is to educate yourself on how to use it, which I'm talking about your opportunities, right? And then to prepare yourself for what it will require. So what is required for you to do it. And then to uphold your strength and dignity inside of what is required, and then to finally take action, right? So we already talked about the first part, right? We already talked about the educating yourself, because you do, what I love about what Martin Luther King said. He says that knowledge is power and wisdom is control, right? So you need to be knowledgeable about what it is that you're going after, because it gives you power over it. It makes you more confident about what you are doing when you know it, right? I cannot tell you how it makes me feel, when I am doing something and I know specifically what it is and I'm doing, or when I'm having a conversation with someone when it comes down to business or whatever, and then I have things to bring to the table as well, because I am also knowledgeable about the topic. You have to know what you're doing. Now that might require for you to go back to school and to take some extra courses, which is okay. Remember, we are in the no matter what stage. That's why it's so important to do the worthy opportunities recognized, in order to make it where you are non-negotiable in the things that you have to do. And going back to school and taking some classes might be part of it. It might take you building a support group, a group of individuals that is studying the same thing that you are studying, so that you can feed off of them and things as well, and off of the things that they know, right? It might take you, doing a lot more reading. It might take you, going on what I like to call Mama YouTube and Daddy Google. It might take you, taking hours, spending hours and hours and hours on receiving articles, watching videos and all this other stuff, so that you can become detailed, knowledgeable about what it is that you do, because knowledge is power, right? And it says that wisdom is control. So the wisdom part is being wise about taking action, is about preparing yourself for what it will require. And a lot of times we fail to do that, and that's the reason why we fail to move from incomplete to complete status, right? It's because we are not prepared for what it will require. This is where you set up your babysitters, right? So if you have things that you need to do that you have to do outside of the home and outside of your children, that means that you need babysitters. That's where you set that up at. This is where you have that conversation with your family and let them know, like, what, this week, this season, this month, or whatever is going to be very difficult for me. So, hubby, I'm going to need for you to cook more this week or this month or what have you, or I'm going to need for you to tuck in the kids a little bit. I need you to tuck in the kids and read the books to them at night because I'm going to be coming home a little later. Kids, I need for you to understand that mommy has to do these things and what have you, and then we're going, but to make up for that, we're going to do this. So I need you to play team with me. Like, this is where you have the conversation with your family and you let them know what you are about to embark on, so that they can be understanding and that they can play team with you, right? This is where you build on your support group, because you need encouragement. You need to continue to be motivated and inspired. So this is where you build on your team, that you call for prayer, that you call, that that's going to amp you up and make you feel like you can do anything, that you are impossible, that's going to challenge you, that is going to tell you, no, not today. No, you're not going to stop doing it today. You got things to do. Get your butt up. You need those people in your life that's going to push you forward, that's going to elevate you. This is where you build on your team. This is how you prepare yourself. You might have to vacation. This is where you go on your vacation to get recharged and rejuvenated, so that you could be at an overflow state, for what is to come. Like, one of my good friends, she is about to come back from Italy. Right now, the month of April is about to be massively busy for her when it comes down to work and all the things that she has to do, with her community efforts, how she wants to help with feeding the homeless. There's a lot of things that she has going on in April, right? And so she has a trip that she just came from, and it's just got her in a complete overflow stage. But she like, April, let's go. April, I'm ready for you. That's preparing for what is, preparing yourself for what is required, okay? And then to uphold your strength and dignity, okay? Let me just say 100% right now that is so true. That if it is draining you, then it is not for you, okay? The things that we are meant to do is not meant to drain us, okay? Now, of course, sometimes, you might, it might push you out of your lazy state, or it might push you out of being tired. It might have to push you out of your comfort zone and what have you. So it pushes you out of it. It doesn't create it for you, okay? So if it is draining you, if it is causing you to not want to get up out the bed, because many of us do that. We go to jobs and we just don't want to go. Like, we don't want to get up out the bed. We crying on our way there in our commute. We're crying on our way back. No, if it's like that for you, then it's not for you. And what I always say is that it's two different things. It's either you need to figure out how to bring peace, love, and joy inside of it, which is the work, which is the word, the opportunities recognized. You need to learn how to do that. And if you do, and the peace, love, and joy is just not being built out of what it is that you are doing, if you're just not receiving that out of what it is that you are doing, then that means that you need to let it go, because it's just simply not for you. You have to be bold and courageous enough to step out on faith and do what it is that God is actually calling you to do. But again, first you find peace, love, and joy. Because if you can't, then that's when you just got to be bold and just step out of it and do what is for you. Okay? So if it is draining you, if it is taking away from your strength, if it is not building you up, then it is not for you. Okay? And then dignity. If it's not honoring and respecting God, you and your family, then it is not for you, right? It is not for you, because of what happens is that we are striving for one thing, and it's causing mess in other areas of our life. That's really what it is. Like, right? So you over here, you know, you're spending, like, you might end up being real successful in your business, or you know, reaching that next level within your company, and now you've been promoted to the position that you wanted to do, but it was at the cost of your family. You know, so now your kids is going crazy and stuff, and they're not respecting you because you didn't respect them with your time and with your actions. So now they're bringing it back to you. You know, you got problems going on in your home and stuff because of the fact that your family was feeling neglected, right? And then, you know, like, your health and stuff is out of whack because you were spending so much time over here that you wasn't eating right. You know, you wasn't exercising, you wasn't doing the things that you were supposed to do to maintain your health and wellness. You know, your friends, it's like you don't have none anymore because when they call you, you don't answer because you feel like you're just too busy, right? You know, so it's causing havoc, and it's causing damage and stuff to other areas of your life. That is not the way that it is supposed to. To be. If you are allowing your 10% to be more worthy than your 90, then that is exactly what you're going to get, right? But if you are, and again, for you to understand that, you gotta go watch the other videos, okay? but so the 10% is basically a situation, your circumstances, and the things that you got going on in your life, right? If you are allowing that to build on your character, then that is what you're going to get. That's why it is so important to allow who you are internally to build on your character, because then you worrying about whether or not the things that you have to do is upholding your dignity, it won't even be an option for you. Because you already know that no, it is not honorable and respectable to God. It is not honorable and respectable to me. And it is not honorable and respectable to my family. So that is just not for me, and I need to release myself from that, right? So I always say you have to have a strength and dignity clause inside of every single thing that you do, especially if you're being non-negotiable and you are in your no matter whatness. Okay, so in order for you to be successful at that in a fruitful and a fulfilling way, then you have to make sure that it is not robbing you of your strength, and it is not taking away from your dignity, and how people are honoring and respecting you too. That's a whole nother thing, beauty. Okay, and then finally is taking action, right? Actually doing the work. Okay. So you can do as you can, because right when I was talking about with recognize, I was saying to understand the full scope of what you're doing, like the opportunity, the set of circumstances that you are using to make it possible to actualize your vision, your goals, to fulfill them, and all and what have you, right? So yeah, obviously you have to understand every angle of it so that you can know your possibilities and outcomes, but you're never going to know absolutely everything until you physically go out there and do the work, right? Some people say that the best experience is hands-on experience. You have to get in motion. You have to do the work, right? So this is the part where you physically actually take action. So the action stuff that you have prepared for yourself, when you had did the preparing yourself for what is required. So the action stuff, the schedule, all the other stuff that you had did to prepare yourself for what is required for you to manifest your dream and to turn your vision into reality and hit these goals and whatever it is that you are striving for, you have to actually do it. And the beauty about taking action and doing the work, worthy opportunities recognized knowledgeably, is that it makes it more fulfilling for you. It makes it easier for you to do it because you did all of the internal work that prepared you to get into the physical. Because that's the part that we have a problem with. Like when remember in the very first video, I was talking about all the different things that the women were saying that they were struggling with and that they were dealing with, with being victorious in this year, and a lot of it had to do with their actions. A lot of it had to do with their actions, but it is because they didn't do the work that they needed to do to prepare them for the action steps that they had to take. All right. Does that make sense to you? I hope it does. Because if you do the work, you will get the results that you are looking for. It has already been helping so many women already. It has helped with my transformation and things that is going on in my life, and for me to be able to continue to push through and stuff. And I know for sure that it will help you. So I'm just going to go back and say what those four steps are, because it is a full four-step equation, okay? And that is educating yourself on how to use the opportunities and the things that you are doing, preparing yourself for what it will require, upholding your strength and dignity. So having a strength and dignity clause inside of every single thing that you do, not some things, everything, because that should be who you are. That is your character, right? And then taking action, physically doing it, making it happen. All right. I love you. I love you. Comment below. Comment below on the action steps that you're about to start taking now. Comment below on how you're about to prepare yourself to be non-negotiable. Let us know what your strength and dignity. Look, strength and dignity clause is. Let us know what that is. Let us know how you're going to continue to honor and respect God, yourself, and your family inside of everything that you are doing. Like, let us know, like, what are some articles and stuff that you're going to be reading and educating yourself on. Let us know. Let us know, because what you're doing can help us. Let us know, okay? And share this video, share the other videos. Like I said, if you didn't watch the other ones, make sure you go back and watch them, because of this, that is the fullness of doing the work, okay? I love you. And I'll be talking to you again very, very soon when I start answering the questions about what the beauties has been asking me, from the surveys and from the emails and stuff. That was something that we're going to be doing next. So I'll be talking to you again soon.